It is. You are first, Jim. You are actually first today. They hate me. The people hate me. They don't want to show. They don't want to watch. They heard I was sick yesterday. They said, hate him. Fuck that guy. Shouldn't have got sick. Forgot to sign into my account. He beat me to it. Oh, fuck. That goes. But hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how long we'll go for. I also my tooth has been feeling better, which is good. So it looks like the antibiotic is working. I need to schedule my appointment soon. But um, I don't know. I'm just bringing this up because it happened. I don't know if I took my antibiotic this morning. I have no idea. I'm meant to wake up every 8 hours and take it. If I'm like asleep, I wake up and take it and go back to bed. Um, but I have no memory of taking it this morning. But when I woke up, the antibiotic alarm had been like reset, and it was already like, only 2 hours left. And I was like, well, I must have woken up and took it then, because if I just slept through the alarm, the new alarm wouldn't have been turned on. So like, I might not remember it, but surely I woke up and I took it. Or you hit the snooze. It's a timer. It's not an alarm. I can't snooze a timer. Timer? I hardly know her. God, this guy sucks. God, this guy sucks, dude. Anyway, chat, I think today we're going to get right into it. Chat, do we want to look at the Rigolic Host book first, or do we want to look at the Adam Barons of Santa Gria? Which one are we wanting to look at first? I will need this open, so let's go ahead and just open the core book. Because as far as I know, there's been some changes in the core book too, so we might actually just start there. Um, Jim, shut up. Let me see. What are some of the changes? Oh yeah, here it is. The obviously the Regalic Host and Adam Barons have been added to the main book for like overviews. High quality, high speed, high prices. Um, Militia, Tanksnicht, Missile Joust. Okay. I'm going to skip over the little blurbs for now. We'll go back and read them later because they're some of my favorite parts of the book, and I'd rather just get into the army stuff now, and then we can go back and read the blurbs. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good, Koba. Um, let's see. I didn't realize, by the way, the Adam Baron's Knights are forward air controllers at age 14. It's really funny. Let's see. Guided missiles. I'm just scrolling through the core book to see if anything's changed that I'm like looking at, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's clearly different. Um. hmm. Oh, I don't think this is new, but it might be the thing where if you overrun someone, you get to move an inch and join another combat. It might not be, and it's just one of those things that me and Ots have always missed reading. Bliss, avoid, blah 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 blah. Nothing new. I'm not seeing anything new in rules. Oh, heavy indirect weapons cannot fire if concealed. I literally did not know that. That's a big deal. So you can't hide your artillery in the trees. Fair enough. I'm telling you, chat. Reading the book tells you what's in the book. Can you read everything out to me? I will read the blurbs out loud when I get to them, but right now I'm just looking through the main book, the core book, and I'm just seeing if there's anything I have that has changed that I have missed or anything like that. But so far, it's looking like nothing really has changed. These are new maps. This is new, actually. This is a brand new map. Hold on. Are these completely new scenarios? This is an old map that I think has been updated. Because this is the first map me and Otz ever played, and then me and Jim played this one. I do not recognize this map at all, though. I'm dumb. This is the same map. No, it's not. Is it? But at a different angle? Am I stupid? No, this is a different map. Okay. Right? Yes, it is. Okay. Dissimilar-ish. Oh, I see. Okay, this is just an example of the map. You don't have to copy it perfectly. I see. I see. Okay. So yeah, maps have changed. Better layouts and stuff like that. Oh wait, hold on. Scenarios. Oh right. Sorry. There's just more exposition on the scenarios. That's cool. Oh, there's a fucking Rigolic scenario now. Hold on, wait a minute. This is goaded. At the beginning of Garrett Gent's acclaimed war chronicle, And We Saw, the NRH has only just begun its invasion of the Northern Terra Regatta. Inland violence is hotly escalating between Baron Zaro and host invaders, but coastal regions have remained relatively cool. Ghent, now a fresh ranker in the 848th Motor Rifles, is among some of the first federal intervention troops deployed to support Zaro. This engagement, described in Chapter 6, details Ghent's first assignment at the now famous Autostrad Inga Junction. Inga Junction. Which would go on to host many battles between Federal, Regalic, and Sanctarine forces of varying allegiance. For now, though, Ghent's unit faces only a light resistance security element Jasper 15. So it's a platoon of motorized rifle with conscripted pathfinders. Meanwhile, the other force is mobile infantry with light carriers and fire support. Dude, that's sick. Honestly, me and Ots were talking about it. Maybe we just do this scenario. The shore looks empty, the farms look emptier, and the whole division is touched down without a hitch. Headquarters, looking to win the war in time for dinner, turns yet again to the tried and true trademark of harebrained strategy, the scramble-op. With the big guns sitting pretty in the firebase, motor rifle regiments like the 848th are told to reform their sub-units and ad hoc with attachments from the Intermarine Rangers. These small, lopsided clearing patrols then sweep the hastily gaining ground all at once, shooting anything they can handle and radioing howitzers for anything they can't. First platoon, Company E, 2nd Battalion, has the unassuming task of seizing farmhouses. They move casually, expecting only chickens. Somehow, Chad, I don't think that's what they'll find. Thank you, Windows, for that noise. Very cool. Let's see. So we have the Federal Army is at Appomattox, a Veldum, Grumbles. So yeah, 2 Grumbles with States Grenadiers, Bantam with Scouts, and a mortar team. Huh. So they don't have any heavy howitzers, do they? One can only be blasé around the Rygals, who will do whatever they will do regardless of whether or not you were expecting it. When the first missile hit, I was shelling a pistachio. Let's see. They start with a Parallax, a tactical team, a node team, a microwave, another tactical team, and a smart gun team. That is 4 units, and one of them isn't a unit. That's nuts. That's actually fucking insane. Tactical teams and their AT teams are the best way to win a firefight if they can see a mechanized target. Hey, Xpinetti. This list is strapped badly for command and requires either consistent proactive brigading or use of a Rygonet to maintain control over the battlefield. The ability to double move the Parallax via Rygonet as well as any embarked troops is what make it possible to defend both objectives simultaneously. Dude, this sounds so sick. Um. Okay, and then this is the other scenario. Which one is this? The Santa Green scenario. Having made significant gains against the host and becoming increasingly anxious about the investment of federal assets behind his front, Baron Zero quickly decided that continued FSA presence in the Tierra Regatta was a conflict of interest. Suddenly, Zero's crusade was marching in two directions: to Baba Khaned in the north against the 35th Motor Rifles in the south. The 35th, dogged at all junctures by militiamen, lost 3rd Battalion. They responded by securing their AO with an indiscriminate counterinsurgency. Today, the Federation has called for a complete pullout. The bitter survivors of the Third Company C Rush, of Company C, rushed to the coast along the battle-scarred Autostrade. The widowers of Droma Mazaria will do anything to stop them. So this one is... So it looks like where at first we showed up as peacekeepers, now we're just literally fighting everyone. I like this little story they're doing in these two scenarios. See, the Blue 4 has Company C remnants, 335th Motor Rifles, survivors of an ambush unit, excess infantry for a couple heavy hitters and no support. Meanwhile, Grey 4 is groundling militia with cheap anti-tank and a vengeance, prepared for dicey close-range rushes not commanded by noblemen. So let's see. We have a single Razorback as our command unit, reservists, a Bantam, an Ox, and a Grumble with 4 States Grenadiers, reservists, recoilless rifles, and mortars. And the Santa Green have a Miscorde, Grenadier team, machine gun team, a tenant officer, steam tractor, towing a field gun, and with units desanted on top of it. Oh god, dude, it really is. It's really just the worst fucking shit of all time. Wow. Let's see. Okay, so there's some cool stuff in the core book. We'll open the federal book next, because there is one thing I want to go over in there, which is that at the very end of the unit list, there are now scenario units, and I want to look over the federal scenario units and the looper scenario units, because I think I like the federals more, but the loopers have a funnier unit. They have 2 funnier units. So here they are. Yeah, the scenario units that the Federation gets for stuff that you probably shouldn't bring in a normal game, but that if you wanted to use in these scenarios or in your own scenarios are cool in their options. You have the armed citizens, which are like militia, private security, which are paramilitary squads, and then the Belgian, which is a medium old war tank. Armed citizens have height 1, they're spotting 16, movement 4 inches, quality 1, toughness -1 across the board, and they are armed with a single dice 1 7.76 battle rifle. Battle rifle 7.76, 6G1 flute, the right arm of the whole world. I have one, you have one. Where'd you pick yours up? Maybe you took it home with you when you demobilized. Maybe you picked it up from the factory. It's cheaper that way. When it came with your new car, maybe it came with your new car, a stack of ammo cans in the trunk. Feel the foregrip? Doesn't matter if it's wood or bakelite. Yesterday or 20 years, your hands haven't forgotten the rifle. Private security, height 1, spotting 16, quality 2 though, with still -1 toughness across the board. They're armed with 9mm SMGs, 40mm grenade launchers with tear gas and HE. These guys are kind of cool, and I like their art. I like their art more than anything. If you're good at something, never do it for free. If you're bad at it, find someone dumb enough to pay you anyways. I get it. For every nuclear plant guard or shotgun messenger with a resume in the Expeditionary Corps, there's a fat day watchman at the mall with a silver wheel gun on his hip. Not much excitement to enforcing closing hours and a minimum age at the bar. A lot of standing and pretending to be what you are. The different story out in the sticks. You've got a duty to stand your ground. Of course, you're not stopping real troops. Doesn't matter what toys you're stashing in the boiler room. But you might buy the state's army some time. And then here is the Old War Veldin. Height 2, spotting 32, movement 6, quality 2. It does have NBC, so it's, it's fine against chemical attacks at least. Though it is only armed with 7.76 MGs and a 76mm gun. Well, actually it has pretty good accuracy, honestly, with heat and HE. Toughness 8's not like the best, but it's not the worst either. It'll die to pretty much anything. Does it have steel watchbands? It doesn't. This is like one of the only federal vehicles to not get steel watchbands. That is fucking brutal. But yeah, that is the scenario units for the for the Federal Army. Let's go and look at the Ebon Forest scenario units, which I think are way cooler. Not way cooler, they're way funnier. No, I don't think the Loopers have any new units outside of these scenario units. I don't think the Federals did either. I think they might have a new, trap. But maybe I'm mistaken about that. Yeah, I think I am. Here they are. Yeah, they get Wailing Women, which are just straight up suicide bombers. Though they do come with Infiltrator and Bloodlust, and Fearless. It is a Strength 4 bomb, D2, melee radius, and it explodes, melee, and its radius is 2 inches, and it dies after use. Petty Rigolic courtesans write hateful letters to their rivals and then poison themselves. Sanctagrian dames swan dive off floating islands, trailing colorful streamers in their hands. Federal malls simply shrug and shoot themselves in the roof of the mouth. Our women once did better. Now it is not so fashionable in the cities, but the clans remember. And that is written from the perspective of a looper lieutenant. Yeah, the loopers are, they're going nuts, man. Yeah, basically. You also get Iron Pelts, which are Bloodlust, Infiltrator, Fearless, and Paradrop, with the Sense 6 still as well. They're armed with the MLE-32. Good day, Velocilodrome. They're armed with the 30 self-loading rifle, and of course, not to be discounted, the 46 hand flamethrower, which is fucking nuts because holy shit. It's only 2-inch range, but I mean, if you're outside of a building and for whatever reason you don't want a machete charge, yeah, man, just fucking annihilate them with the flamethrower. This doesn't have small arms, right? So you can't use it in melee. Yeah, no, you can't. That's sad. I think it'd be cooler if it did. But yeah, these guys can be paradropped. I think they're one of the only looper units that can be paradropped. Maybe I'm mistaken about that, but I really like the way they look. I think they look very cool. Um, Also, I love the writing in Looper blurbs. The earliest lesson of substance a young boy should learn is this: never forget your humanity. You do not have paws, those are hands. You do not have fur, you have hair on your head. And if you must refer to the stuff that clings to the rest of your accursed flesh, it is a pelt or your skin, merely thrown round your real personage. You are no beast, but an actor playing the part, and you must be vigilant to not forget the feeling of the mask on your snout. The chainmail skin is another mask. Let the warrior forget himself then, and what he does are not his deeds, and he may sleep lightly. Yeah. The writing in this book, the writing in all the books are so good. I have said it before and I will say it again. If Rifle Infantry or whoever writes these blurbs wrote a book just in this setting, I would buy it instantly and you would never hear me shut the fuck up about it. Um, the clans that built the Regency were wealthy. They wore plate. The clans they healed were poor. They wore mail. And then their third and last scenario unit is the Miststalker, which is just a express rifle sniper that is always considered an ambush, which is fucking nuts, by the way. That is an incredibly good unit. Also, when it's not spotted, so it's in ambush and it hasn't been spotted yet, it's just completely unaffected by pin tokens. Doesn't matter how much you shoot at it. I'm doing well. My tooth is hurting less, and my stomach is not upset today, which is why I didn't stream yesterday. Chad, I was going through it yesterday. I don't know what was going on. My tooth hurt really bad. My stomach hurt really bad. Yeah, dude, it was all over the place. It sucked. But I feel better today. I don't know how long stream will be going for today, because I have to go to the store today. Because I got like no groceries left, chat. After paying rent, I was like, okay, I gotta figure out groceries now. Um, so I'm going to the store today. So we'll see how long I stream for today. But on the agenda is obviously going through the Firelock books, and then if we get done with that in a timely manner, and we've still got time left before I want to leave, I will probably review a game I did on Bar last night that I think was a really fun match to play, and B, I learned a lot. And I think it would be fun to walk you guys through it, kind of, and show you. So yeah, let's actually get into the book that I am most excited for, the Rigolic Host Troops and Tactics. I have been waiting for these guys for so long. I am like their number one fan. I am going to play them so much. Let's read the overview. Dotted across western and central Oid, the petty states of Rygos are a number of small principalities occupying most of the territory of the collapsed Rigolic Empire. Following the death of the Empire's master brain, the petty states have remained politically fractious and individually weak. They rely on the master brain's artificial soldiers to continue protecting them. The new Rigolic Host, or the NRH, operates autonomously, a stateless, headless army safeguarding the petty states as a whole from foreign invasion, as well as conducting limited operations beyond the old Imperial borders. All NRH troops are connected to the Rygonet, an advanced command system distributing its computations across its soldier brains. Many questions concerning the NRH, operations, procurement, and exact capabilities of Rygonet remain presently unanswered. What is known is that the NRH is limited in number and cannot quickly reinforce. It relies on superhuman coordination and highly advanced weapons to offset its numeric disadvantage with precision firepower. All NRH forces, discounting the soldiers of the petty state, all NRH forces, discounting the soldiers of the petty state princes' armies, are constructs or man-made machines with man machines with simplified internal organs and corpse-pale skin. Constructs do not fear death and are highly resilient. The NRH operates on a highly flexible doctrine. Task forces are assembled from available troops on demand without any hierarchy or permanent tables of organization. This field manual will only attempt to classify and recognize Rigolic troops. New variants of existing types are frequently observed, and when in doubt, rely on weight of fire and multiple attacks. Do not let Rygoles achieve fire superiority. Cyber elves? Yeah, basically cyber elves. Their factional strength is fast and flexible ground units with strong aircraft. And their quirk is advanced expensive weaponry. Their weakness is the low numbers. And that is not a joke. In their scenario, as we just saw, they have like 4 fucking units, literally. Meanwhile, you're up against something like 8 or 10. TACCOMs. The NRH lacks commanders in the traditional sense of the word. Rygonet micromanages individual constructs, feeding them new positions and specific targets in real time. Rigolic troops are individually activated as blank slates without any context for their orders or abstract understanding of their duties. Therefore, a loss of command uplink leads to combat ineffectiveness after only a few minutes, as constructs stand in the open or wander away. To boost signal power and combat enemy jamming attempts, those deploy specialized signal transmission units. This field manual will categorize them as TACCOMs. Whoa! Thank you, Jesus, and thank you again, Valo. I don't remember if I said that, but thank you both for the subs. Therefore, loss of command up. Categorize them as TACCOMs. Rygonet guardsmen, similarly enough, while most NRH commanders are dismounted infantry, more advanced units have been observed in the field, including airdrop field transmission towers and combat vehicles fielding novel laser communication complexes. Here is a node team, which is just a person, which has had his top of his head cut off and a node implanted. One node team comes free for 100 points as a standard TACCOM. Further node teams may be purchased for 20 points each at node limit. He's armed with a 5mm assault rifle and a 20mm grenade launcher. He does have Brigade 2 at 12 inches. He has Fearless, NBC, and Rygen at 12. He's not a commander. All he has to do is stand in the right place so that orders will pass through him to the man machines that actually carry them out. He's not even really worried about the great big target painted on his dome. Maybe he doesn't even know what he's there for. The friends he's talking to are entombed in command aircraft and satellites, and they're talking about rocks and rivers and trees. It's only when you're in rifle range that the orders start involving his trigger finger. In a command system based on a time slice of everyone's brain, where do the orders come from? It doesn't matter so long as they get to their destination. Oh yeah, dude. We finished our Pathfinder campaign the other night. Very fun, dude. Very fun stuff. Ganglion. It is a vehicle with movement 0 based. Brigade 4, 12 inches. NBC Paradrop, Rygonet 24, and Sense 6. Oh, okay. May activate in the maneuver phase despite having movement 0, but only to call a brigade. May not lend actions to friendly units via Rygonet. I assume it may not lend action to friendly units via Rygonet if you maneuver or if you brigade. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, this doesn't even have a gun. It is Command 6. Oh, actually, how much command was the node team? Only Command 2. Jesus. Though it can be paradropped, which is really cool. You'll see that a lot of their stuff actually can be paradropped, which I very much like. I think there are some really cool things you can do with Rygonet paradrops. From Baba Gadu, throne city of a dead god, bed of a rusting engine that radiates a nerve network of great towers. Sometimes there are cities around them. Sometimes they stand alone or with painful ruins ringing their bases. These are the great transmitters. Their innards have changed many times. It is said they originally spoke in coded lightning. Their purpose has remained the same. The first layer of many spinal cords now in service of no brain. The grand towers are still a matter of crucial importance. They are one of the first layers the host speaks to itself through. It is from them that their smaller counterparts, parachuted into hidden places, receive and retransmit the signal. The last time a tower was seized by enemy hands, it went up in a pillar of whiter than white light and fury. A nuclear charge had been buried beneath its roots. I fuck with it. A bipedal command vehicle, or S3 Stoma. The unit uses a 40 by 40 millimeter infantry base, and when this unit activates during the fire phase, it may select one friendly regular unit within line of sight up to 8 inches away to activate with it and simultaneously fire on the same target. The unit which activates with this helmet is considered to have used its turn for the round. Ooh, that's fucking sick, dude. That's actually such a good way to get fire superiority. And it has command 4. Height 2, movement 8, quality 3, toughness 6 on the front. Armed with a 5mm coaxial MG with thermals and a 25mm autocannon with D2. Oh, they're both D2. If you have spent 3 hours with the head in his hand, could I argue that if you want me to ignore a save, do not have a magical voice that isn't my god, tell me to ignore it. The next 90 minutes included us attempting to pick the lock, break into it, drop it on a 4-foot-tall Frenchman that tried to claim ownership of it like it was an Acme ample from a cartoon, and finally stash it in an abandoned drug den when the guard was called on us. That's funny. Construct infantry are fearless pawns of the Rigolic war machine. Undeterred by pain and unafraid of death, constructs make excellent soldiers so long as their command uplink is intact. Often called upon to conduct small operations unsupported, construct infantry are well armed and versatile, carrying their own fire support with them. These regular troops are supported by various special forces with non-standard equipment and anatomies, deployed by Ragnet from hidden reserved under unusual circumstances. I will be right back, by the way, chat. I have got to take my antibiotic. I'm back, chat. Sorry. All right. So they have tactical teams and legionnaires as their line units, smart gun teams, laser team, manpads, chemicals, and guided mortars as their weapons. Carabiner horse, capsule squad, assassins, and simulacrum as their special units. So look at a tactical team. Height 1 infantry, spotting 24, movement 5, quality 3. I mean, that's pretty fucking good for 15 points. As well as the Sidefast, ATGM, min range 60, max 30, hits on 3 up, but it cannot fire while moving. Strength 14, though, pretty fucking good. And then Legionnaires, 25 points. What's the difference between these two? Am I stupid? Fearless, fearless, quality 3, quality 3, 5 movement 5. Ah, this is a squad. This is a team. Oh, I see. It's squad set. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, okay. I was just completely missing that, but yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Smart gun team. Let's see. A drift cage 5mm stabilized saw. Accuracy 3 moving D3? Oh my god, it's a shredder, dude! That's gonna rip people apart! What the fuck? Oh, that's absolutely gonna fucking rip people apart. Movement 5 with Assault Specialist. Jesus. Quality 3, T1. Laser Team. What's the... Hold on, sorry. What is the range on this? 16? That's pretty good. Spotting 32. This is the Laser Team I'm looking at now. Movement 5, Quality 3. Yeah, dude, their quality on their infantry is insane. Armed with the Snake Green Rifle and then the Sun Point, which is range 40, accuracy 1. So unless they're pinned, it's basically a guarantee. It's an auto hit unless they have any pinning. Strength 1 plus. And a small arm. It's also laser. What does laser do? Hold on, let me scroll to the very bottom and look at their special rules for laser. It does sound so good, dude. Laser, here it is. This weapon always rolls a minimum of 6+ to kill, regardless of the target's toughness. Like Designator, lasers are blocked by smokes. Lasers are always considered to have tracking. Lasers with trigger trap flares are immediately nullified and do not reroll, but still apply 3 pin. A die which hits but fails to kill a non-aircraft unit can only ever deal 1 pin. But a die which hits an aircraft deals 3 as normal. Okay, so regardless of how tough something is, I always am rolling 6 up to kill. So if I roll a 6, you're dead. That's pretty fucking cool, actually. It's basically the crit fishing unit. And then the Manpads team, armed with the Pole Guard, which is just an accuracy 3 up, normal Manpad. Just totally normal anti-air unit. Also, I love this. This is one of my new favorite like characters in the lore, I guess, or in the canon. This Giorgio Moseri, who works at the University of Baba Gadoo, he writes about the Rygos all the time. He's in like all the Rygo blurbs as like a historian or like person writing about them. And I really like him. Just because I like the. I mean, I'll read you this one. In Baba Gadoo, there is a traditional defense before the court by murderers. The master brain brought forth innumerable things to nurture man. Man has nothing good with which to recompense the master brain. I understand them. I was once driving south of Teramo when the green helicopters came overhead. They strafed my car with their machine guns as if they were chasing a rabbit. I owed my life solely to the missiles of the host. One of the constructs was killed. Before a rocket came to retrieve his body, I begged his comrades for forgiveness. They did not understand. I really like it. I like the world building of him. I like the world building of the Rygo constructs through him. Shit like that. I think it's really cool. Honestly, I love the Rygos, and I love the whole world itself is really sick. The chemical team, armed with the Pike Jump 12-gauge automatic shotgun. Bible said he's writing up a lore book. Oh, dude, that's so sick. That's so sick. May always lose 3 pin during upkeep, even when inside of a chemical weapon. Range 6, accuracy 3, 4 and moving. Strength -1 or 1 minus. Really? Really? Why? At short range? Is that a mistake or is that real? Surely that's a mistake, right? Because why would they have 1 minus or one, yeah, 1 minus strength at short range and 1 plus at medium or at like normal? I mean, I guess I could just ask in the Discord. Huh? That's very strange. Waveliner with a 70 millimeter dual RPG, Barrage 2, small arms, thermal sights. Barrage 2 actually is kind of goated. They have heat and thermobaric and nerve agent. Wait a minute, the chemical team's kind of cooking. They're kind of cooking. The grunts call them body bags. Rygonet reserves them for when the gloves come off and collateral damage is no longer part of the hidden calculus. They're very good at their job. Stand and face the thermobarics, and the blast wave crushes your innards. Run away and feel the warm, colorless raindrops on your back. A shattering death or a choking death. Also, this I think is probably my favorite piece of art I have seen in one of these books. This one right here is my new favorite. It's fucking brutal, dude. But I love all the art in this book, but this one is peak. This one and the Looper one, where it's a internal security squad raiding the houses, that one is also peak. Is he worse than the silver confetti the Fed used on the loops? I don't know, man. Maybe. You think 72 there is gonna live? He's got it, surely. Maybe. He might be cooked. Guided mortar spider. Height 1, spotting 24, movement 5, quality 3. Wait, this also has a 5 millimeter assault rifle? That's pretty fucking funny, actually. Light indirect and guided shell. Huh. Looks like, I guess it only has HE. Oh. It's got like it's a person and the mortar spider because the mortar spider needs someone to load for it. I see. No, yeah, absolutely, Valo. Carabiner horse. I love the look of the carabiner horse. He's so goofy. He's so goofy. Look at this little guy, dude. He just looks like a big bullet. I love him. He's literally all he does is resupply and tow things. I love him. We're not gonna talk about him long, but look how cute he is. I also love that the Rygo soldiers or constructs. They do things like smoke and they talk, but they don't like. The impression that I've gotten from reading the blurbs is that they don't know why they do these things. They just like do them because it talks. I mean, we read one earlier about how if you lose the Rygonet on a construct, it just stops fighting and kind of wanders around, or it starts talking, and it's like it's so interesting to me that these are like maybe not people, right? But they are still like there is still something there, right? Um, Like, why do they smoke, man? Why does the Rygonet let them smoke, or why do they smoke at all, or how much autonomy do they have? There was a spate of field grave desecrations last month on the Margolic border. Our bodies, some poor bastards whose burial ceremonies boiled down to a hurried shoveling and a 21 gun salute by the enemy's mortars. Graves registration already goes ballistic when they hear that someone couldn't hitch a lazy ride home on a flying boot hill. You can imagine how they reacted when our scouts reported that the graves were being dug up and the corpses dumped next to the holes with open chest cavities. It looks so similar to some of the shit that happens in the Ebon Forest that my boss wanted to call it a dogface operation at first, but none of the corpses were actually eaten. Each open chest was cut the same way, a neat surgical incision. We posted sentries, and sure enough, it was a construct job. We intensified surveillance, and next week we caught some of them burying a destroyed fellow. It all came together. They don't rot, and worms don't want them. Only the weather can erode one, and that takes decades. So when they lose a guy and they don't have the means to repair him, they bury him and mark the spot. Then they come back with the same spare parts and get him going again. And that's their whole concept of a burial. Funny how all these dead Federals don't seem to have a rib cage socket for a replacement turbine. That's hard. That's hard right there, bro. That's cool as shit. That's bars. I'm sorry. He cooked again. They pick up on you. I mean, they're always watching. Day, night, doesn't matter. Thermal rigs spinning, turbine hearts, but they're not always shooting at you. Even within that great formless horde, there's some kind of division, so to speak. The outermost border guards almost never change. They don't have to be relieved. The supply rocket lands once a week. You pick up on them like a flock of chickens, I guess. They all look the same, but after a while you can tell them apart at a glance. That's the one with the fucked up helmet. That guy has a hole in his chest. The one that's crusted over with hardened ichor, and so on. They don't get rotated out until they're actually broken. Not that they really give a shit about bullet holes. Even if they come back with a set of replacement limbs and fresh new skin, you can still ID them. New constructs stare. Salty man machines imitate, and they get less flighty too. If you're ballsy or just bored as hell, you can walk right up to the death line. Don't step over. I once dropped a cigar on the death line. A fresh construct shipped in by rocket that morning came and picked it up. He popped a caseless round out of one of his magazines and held them up to each other, both cylindrical. He tried to chamber it and it didn't fit, so he stuck it in his pocket and walked away. Later that night, there was a little red glow on their side. Uh, oh yeah, here's like here's some of their cooler units, which are the capsule squads, which are low orbit insertion squads, where you deploy this unit via capsule insertion support mission during the support phase. Um, it's so cool, and they're just like a normal infantry squad. They're ODST. I mean, kind of. Capsule squads are deployed from space, re-entering the atmosphere from standby in low orbit. The capsule travels too fast on re-entry for almost any form of anti-aircraft fire, and the restricted capsule volume limits their equipment to standard small arms. So yeah, they're literally, the whole squad is armed with nothing more than snake greens and tread curves. And then there's the assassins at 30 points, which have active camouflage, assault specialist, fearless, sense 8, and NBC. They're armed with dual 10mm SMGs and a 12mm subsonic pistol, as well as plastic explosive charged. POV getting capsule dropped to look at this cool ass bug my fellow construct found. The master brain designed the constructs. It alone understood how to make new forms. Its lost children do not, but they can make do with what exists. Change one role for another. As far as the records go, this sort of construct was a herald. She would describe the desires of our machine god, or god machine, to its people. But in those days, she had 2 arms and a beautiful face. Hmm. And then the simulacrum. This unit's base is always 40 by 40 millimeter, and it always leaves a corpse token. During the support phase, this unit imitates the identified enemy infantry or vehicle with which it can see that is closest to itself. When imitating the simulacrum, gains that enemy's weapon, stat line, and unit class, but not its special rules. Instead, it retains Fearless and NBC. It has infinite ammo for all non-nuclear weapons, and when entering a new close combat, this unit may opt to imitate any enemy unit with which it is in basic contact with. If 2 opposing simulacrum enter close combat with each other, they both immediately die. That's funny. Simulacra have some weaknesses. The imitation of the nearest enemy appears involuntary. Unrelated simulacrum within close range suffer a fatal feedback loop. There you go. And then we are down to their vehicles and towed guns. Their first vehicle is the C1 Candor, which is their armored personnel carrier armed with a 5mm coax, 6 kilowatt laser weapon, and smoke launchers. Height 2, movement 10. Personnel carrier 2 in the rear. So, I mean, yeah, this can carry a squad in the back. And it's got decent weapons, so. Meanwhile, the Parallax is the infantry fighting hovercraft. Armed with another 5mm, 25mm autocannon, and also having an ATGM on top. Let's see, PC2. And what is this one? Oh, it's the same vehicle, but this one's armed with the same. Okay, it's actually cool that you get some anti-air options. I like that. Oh, and then here is the unmanned tankette, the microwave. It has movement 8 and quality asterisks. Um, An autocannon on tracks. By Rygo standards, these things are downright disposable. They're deployed to orbit main battle tanks or hide in ambush positions as parting gifts. The microwave's hull is as tiny as it gets, but it's still bigger than it ought to be. Something tells me it was once supposed to be more like their bigger vehicles, full of their own guts with their own minds. Instead, you get a ruggedized. Oh my god, that's a big fucking spider outside. Sorry, Chad, he's fucking huge. Damn. Ooh. He was so big he caught my eye. That is a fucking monster. Good for you, big dog. He's out here. He's growing. Where was I? Instead, you get a ruggedized digital computer and fuel cells. You can come up with any number of explanations as to why it's brainless. Maybe the host is finally having trouble reproducing, cutting corners on its units so they don't strictly need to be self-aware. Maybe it's an advantage, a vehicle that won't wander off to look at scenery if you leave it in place for a week. Right, go focus. Yeah, no shit. And then the Synod. Bipedal light tank. Height 2. What was the height on this? Height 1, right? Yeah, okay. So that's a stealthy vehicle right there. Height 2 here, 10mm HMG, 75mm rifled gun, ammo 4. It's armed with beehive rounds, heat rounds, and sabot rounds. Sabot rounds. Have there been any changes to the feds and dogs? I looked through none that immediately popped out at me. If somebody else has looked and found some, feel free to chime in and fill Lawman's in. But I gave it a brief glance, a cursory look, and I didn't spot any like big changes that I'm like, oh, I got to talk about that. Oh yeah, new scenario units. Um, Oh, because this thing gets shields, it's actually toughness 12 at the front. That's a crazy light tank, by the way. Toughness 12 on the front. When the terrain is too difficult for tracks or wheels to follow you, there'll be deep circular footprints before long. Doesn't help it when it gets caught out on open ground. It dies just as beautifully as it fights. Meanwhile, they also use the Cabal, which is an assault gun. APS. What? It's armed with a fucking APS system? That's insane. That's so sick. Oh, that's so sick, dude. 105mm gun. Heat. Proximity fuse AG. Oh, wow. So this thing can be used as AA if you need to. They also have the X-ray, which is armed with a 105 and then a I guess a coax mounted 6 kilowatt laser. They have rocket assisted and rocket assisted heat. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, this thing has a range of 50. Damn. Here it is. Here's the Rygo bug meme. Rygos love looking at bugs, Chad. I actually don't like that their base is an M1. I talked about it with Remy Knots. I just don't think I don't like it. I think the turret design is cool, but I think it makes the base look goofy. But I think that's also kind of the point. There is literally an orbital drop pod to look at the bug. Yeah, he's coming down to look at the bug, man. They get a slew of these new factions. Yes, there's 2 new factions. We're looking at the first one, which is the Regala Coast, which are kind of space elves, but also not really. They're like space elf cyborgs, kind of robots. It's really cool. I like them a lot. I'll probably be playing them a lot more than like the Federals or Loopers at this point. Um, Space elf style golems. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah. Automated sentry, which can be paradropped. It cannot fire the first round of the game if it is paradropped, but that's fine. It's fucking nuts. It's really, really good at like lane denial and covering areas. Like you drop this down a main street or something, dude, it'll fuck up whatever it sees. It can't move though once you paradrop it, so you'll have to tow it or drag it around. Um, they also have an automated ATGM with accuracy 4 up. That's okay. It's not great, but again, it's mainly there to like deny. You can't hide this thing, right? It's pretty obvious what you put there. How many places can you hide a barrel of missiles before it stops being funny? The Stowcast? I don't know how you would say this. The bipedal assault tank. 10mm HMG and 55mm thermobaric rockets. What the fuck? I did not see this. Saturating 4? Oh my god, it's a freak! D3? I mean, yeah, accuracy 5 up, but you're rolling 3 dice. Strength 2. Ammo 4. I mean, yeah, I guess you could just fire the whole thing, huh? Actually, I don't know how to feel about Strength 5 plus. Because if you get pinned at all, you just miss, right? I mean, it's fucking height too, so like you're gonna get shot at. Chorus, which is armed with 5mm MG, laser detonator, and a star shelf, which is a 155mm missile launcher. Okay, so this is an ATGM SAM, like it's a guided missile carrier. Kind of like the cheap federal one, but I think probably a little better. Um, how much ammo does this have? Ammo 6. That's pretty good. 60 points though is pretty expensive for just an ATGM launcher. But it's also movement 10, so it's pretty quick. It could be pretty good, honestly, to have something maneuverable out on the field. Mm. Self-propelled howitzer, Xiphos. Ammo 4, guided HE, heavy indirect 2. That's actually pretty fast. That's a pretty fucking quick shell time or travel time for a shell. And it comes with APS. God damn, dude, APS is insane. Xenon, let's see, armed with a 20 kilowatt. It's laser, but it's strength 2d4. Do 1 up. Spotting 21's a little silly. On what? Or what are you talking about, sorry? On the howitzer? It's not spotting 21, it's spotting 32. Oh, strength 21. Oh, shit, I didn't even see that. Yeah, that would do it. Fuck me. Yeah, if you direct fire something with this thing, I guess it dies, doesn't it? And it can fire on the move? This is a fucking insane artillery piece. This is the best artillery piece in the game, I think. For pure travel time, for strength, for spotting and APS. I mean, this is I think hands down the best artillery piece in the game. You put this at the back of the map, and you just explode whatever you want. I didn't even realize. Yeah, that was Jesus. This is I think bad. I think the Xenon is bad. Because all of these weapons have a laser, which means that regardless, they always hit on 6-ups, right? Or they do damage on 6-ups. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding how laser works. Maybe the way laser works is actually that you do normal damage, right? But if something would be normally invulnerable, if you roll a 6, you still do damage. I actually think that I'm fairly certain that actually is how laser works now. I've just realized. So maybe laser is actually pretty goated. And it's not you only deal damage on 6s, you deal damage on whatever you normally can deal damage on, but if normally you could not, and you roll a 6, you still deal damage. That's broken? I don't think this is broken. It's 80 points. It's 80 points. At most, you can take 1. Maybe in like a 400-point game, you can justify 2, but even then, not really. Like, you get 1 of these, and if somebody just rushes it, you still die, right? And it's actually a huge point investment, because not only can you only get 1, you have to get a resupply Vic, so you either need 1 or 2 carabiners to go along with this thing just to resupply it. And it still will have limited ammo. The dispersed array on this, though, is pretty cool, because even though it doesn't do much damage, all units in the radius take max pin, which is pretty neat. Has the Tusker gone up in toughness? Was it always 24 on the front? I think so. Life through a gun sight. What life is that? No touch, but what your antennae have revealed to you. No warmth, but for your internal heaters. No limbs, but a turret. Camera mounts, the manipulator arm with its myriad joints. One might assume that a vehicle construct might never develop a human personality. After all, a man is the sum of his experiences and ancestry. A steel tomb and a construct kiln. Here, an alien experience for an alien mind. Not so. There is a self-propelled howitzer stationed in Uz-Askal that is a renowned painter of natural scenes. Such fine motor control over his manipulator arm. These are like kind of the goofy stuff. They got autonomous torpedoes for if there's watercraft, which I like. I think they're really cool. But we will go straight to aircraft. This is their logistics rocket at 20 points. It has resupply 3. It can personnel carrier if you want it to. Movement 24. The repeater is an attack rocket armed with a 15mm minigun, which you just kind of move and have it shoot whatever you want. Including terrain. Handler, which is a reconnaissance drone. Laser detonator and smoke launcher. This actually, in combination with the artillery, might be insane. Fuck, dude, I love their vehicles. It's so cool. There's so much cool shit. They have an attack drone with rocket pods and a flechette gun. Where handlers serve as artillery pieces pets, hangmen hang around tanks. They're hunter-killers for infantry, rooting out hidden ATGM teams and making dartboards of them. Sometimes older tanks hesitate before shooting. These don't. A T-1 Tatter, which is an attack helicopter at 60 points, 35mm autocannon, active AAM, and an AGM. I mean, this thing could shoot down a fucking plane. Hmm. And here is the fucking Destroying Angel. This unit uses a 40 by 40 base. It costs 0 inches to rotate and cannot land. Every time this unit uses APS, its weapon dice statistic decreases by 1 for the rest of the round. If the dice value hits 0, the weapon cannot be fired and APS cannot be triggered again that round. During upkeep, this unit's APS charge number and its laser weapon dice value reset to 4, regardless of how many munitions were intercepted last round. The Orb. This is a range 40, accuracy 1, strength 1 plus D4 laser turret that just hovers around the battlefield and blows up whatever the fuck is underneath it. Or whatever it can see, even. At 80 points. It has APS 6 plus 4, Sense 12. So yeah, I mean, this thing literally just hovers around, right? Because it's this. I know it's an aircraft. Oh no, it is air. So okay, I guess you can't hover it around. You have to call it in still. Or no, maybe you don't have to call it in because I don't think it's a jet, right? Yeah, okay, it's air, but it's not cap or anything. So I guess yeah, it works like a helicopter. You hover around. Strike fighter. Let's see, 20 kilowatt laser, active AIM, AGMs. It's just a good strike fighter. I like the look of it too. I like the nose and shit. It looks very cool. A stealth bomber armed with a 20-ton guided nuclear bomb. Wait a minute, I didn't realize they were cool as fuck. War, as any student of history will tell you, is a continuation of politics by other means. Even our blessed headless host, no longer capable of great strategic thought, can understand this. A threat is best defeated by a proportional response. Anything more or less is wasteful. The federal intelligentsia call it a system of tripwires, specific actions that call down specific responses. The zenith is what is sent when nuclear weapons are judged necessary to soften a hard target. It is considered a high tripwire, one requiring great effort to trigger, and with a proportionally terrible response. The Federals would have to be fools, and they are mad, not stupid, to not catalog these cases. A department of the University certainly does. With sufficient time, a complete manual for the host could be made, a list of actions and known reactions. The rub is having to blindly trigger the tripwires first. And what is the highest tripwire? Ooh, and it has active camouflage. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Apogee. Guided bomb and a 35mm rotary cannon. That's sick. The A-10 drone, that's kind of sick. They don't talk to you much, but when the dogs are a kilometer out and closing and you can hear them baying, you will hear a new voice on the radio. Hold position. Gunship inbound on your heading. Activate IR strobes. Prepare to receive forward spotters. That is the divine language of angels. He cooked so hard with the Rago book, dude. Disposable jammer. Telling you, dude, the book is full of shit like that. And that is the Rego book. They have riflemen. This is like their scenario infantry where they have riflemen militia, a mortar team militia, just kind of like, you know, these are like the prince's armies basically. Then the Gamma, which is their main battle tank. So yeah, this is like the petty states like tank and shit. What they use basically. Also, it does technically have the ability to carry a single team in the rear. Um, oh, I'm right. It's a minimum of 6. Yeah, okay. So that is how lasers work. I was just stupid. Um, Round extruder. This weapon can use a fire action to generate 1 ammo for itself instead of shooting in the fire phase. Ooh. Damn. What does concealed do? It makes you harder to hit. Any friendly or non-drone Rygolic unit which is within X inches of this unit is eligible to lend its action to any other Rygo unit in the same radius during the fire and maneuver phases. A friendly non-drone Rygo unit can receive that action during the maneuver or fire phase. A unit can receive an action via Rygonet up to 2 times per phase. Thus, in addition to its own innate action, it may act up to 3 times per phase. Oh my god! Oh my god! So you can have one unit fire 3 times. You can have one unit move 3 times. Rygonet can be used during a brigade activation to transfer moves from units which have not been targeted as part of the brigade to units that have been targeted. So okay, so with a brigade move, if I'm understanding this right, you can brigade move a Rygonet unit 4 times because they brigade move. Sorry, no, it's still 3, isn't it? Because they brigade move and then you boost, but that still ends up only being 3 because they don't have their own innate move on a brigade move, unless you're boosting the brigade, I guess, like the commander. Units with no weapons cannot lend a fire actions. Units with no viable movement, such as movement 10, or those which fired stationary. Oh, if you fire stationary in the previous fire phase, you cannot lend a movement action, but you can lend your shooting action. Okay. Strider, biological legs, grant light armor, all terrain ability, and the ability to crouch when cover. This vehicle is marked Vehicle S. Consider amateur movement present. It can sprint, rotate for free, ignores terrain vehicle multipliers. It cannot garrison structures, but can move over them, provided it is not in its movement within the structure's footprint. It may also go to ground. Instead of receiving a cover modifier, its height is reduced by 1. Yeah, here's the capsule, invitation. This is crazy, by the way. Look at this. Their their armies are so small that their normal army list, which the book recommends you start with, right, comes with dummy units at 5 points, just so it looks like you have more. Do they have no cheap units? No, they do not have a single cheap unit. That is the point. They're very, very expensive. You need to the key is specialize, specialize, specialize. Yeah, very, very quality over quantity. But that is the Rygo book. We'll look at their color scheme and everything. I like their color scheme a lot. Um, the like, I don't even know what you would call this. Because it's not Flecktarn, is it? But I like it. I like the color scheme. I don't like it so much on their vehicles and tanks, but um, I like it well enough. West German and British. It's fair. Yeah. Up next is the Atom Barons of Santeria. The former nation of Santa Gria, once the seat of a commonwealth, is now a war zone. Following its dissolution in atomic fire, its landed nobility have abandoned all pretenses of cooperation in favor of individual ambitions. Their politically and topologically disjointed lands occupy southwestern Oid, south of the Regalic Petty States and far west of the Intermarine Federation. Armies of the Atom Barons of Santa Gria, or the ABS, are what a baron may muster by the strength of his personality. Like their arsenals, they are cobbled from available resources, according to need rather than any cohesive doctrine. The stratification of post-nuclear Santa Grian society is reflected in their force compositions. Archaically armed common levies drawn from groundling villages are sharply contrasted by the artful opulence of the airborne nobility. A wide variety of old veterans, yeoman professionals, religious cultists, and wandering cutthroats situationally bolster these basic elements. No two Santa Grian armies are the same in any respect. Regardless of their station, Santa Grians are great lovers of glory and story. Even in the face of comparatively modern enemy forces, Baronial troops display a defiant resilience. The warrior nobility, mounted on heavy attack helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft, prefer to lead their forces from the saddle and in person. Above all else, Santa Grians are dangerous because of their unpredictability. Without doctrine or fear for their lives, fighting baronial forces is an exercise in threat assessment. This field manual will only attempt to classify recognized troops, but be on your guard. Superb aircraft, durable leviathans, and tercios. Quirks, many specialized or unconventional troops. Factional weakness is poor command and antiquated ground troops. So their TACCOMs, by the way, are almost all helicopters except for a single main battle tank. The Graf is a command helicopter armed with a minigun, 15-pound rocket pod, and a megaphone array, which is sick. Spotting 32, movement 36. Meanwhile, the Dawn is a command gunship at Brigade 312, Leviathan 2. Leviathan, by the way, just means it can take extra hits, basically. So a helicopter with Leviathan 2 has to be shot twice to be killed. This is sick. I don't think I've seen this artwork anywhere, but I like this one a lot. And then here is the Castellan. Whenever this unit scores a kill on an enemy vehicle, it may rally a friendly unit within 8 inches. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Did I miss any? No, I didn't. Okay. Special rules is what I was going to say. 55-pounder gun, APDS and Hesh. What is the normal army cost? What do you mean? Here are the Santa Grian militia. They have various bolt actions, makes and calibers at 5 points. You can bring a lot of them. They have mounted sergeants, which are a cavalry troop. They may not embark or descent, but they have movement 8 because they're horseback mounted. What's a normal battle size? Between 100 to 200 points. It's up to you. The most uncommon is probably 400. I think that's where the game gets to be unfun. But 100 is most fun, 200 is second most fun, and 300 is if you're in the mood for like a bigger game. They also have lance mines. That's sick. Yeoman Paras. Assault Specialist, Paradrop, Tercio. A lot of the infantry are going to have Tercio. We'll talk about Tercio when we get to the rules part. But just know it's like a key component of their infantry armies and how they work. Um, their anti-tank team is armed with a tricorn triple RPG, which is improvised. Accuracy 5 on stationary, so it sucks. Luckily, you can fire all three of them for 3 chances to hit. Strength 5 at short range. They also have a light gun team with a self-cycling rifle and a 1-pound gun, which can be used defensively in close quarters. The Grenadier team, which is a 10-point shock team, by the way, very slow at movement 4. Toughness 2 is armed with machine pistols and a sawed-off 40mm grenade pistol, which can fire smokes and HE, because of course it can. Though I bet this actually would do some fucking nutty damage in like urban terrain. It's pretty cool. Machine gun team, self-cycling rifle again, but also armed with the Cortez 455 MG, range 12, defensive close quarters, accuracy 4 stationary. Yeah. This is my favorite artwork in this book. The floating island in the background, the Rygo, like the Tertio here up front with the MG on the stick, versus all of the loopers. I really like it. The Bombard team, which focuses on suppression, has a 3/4 Bombard. Light indirect, but it also has the option to fire a plutonium core round with radius 4 inches. You roll a d6 for each unit in the radius. If the result is above the unit's quality, it takes max pin. Otherwise, it takes 1 pin. So this is very, very good at suppressing the enemy. Or occasionally you can use it to kill stuff. It just depends on what you roll on the HE round for strength. Groundsmen, which are snipers teams. It's a combination gun, and by combination gun, it's a range 12 sniper that is scoped. So it kind of sucks ass at sniping, but it's okay because if you're within 6 inches, he can just blow your fucking head off with an underbarrel 12 gauge slug. Pages are the forward air control team. Again, these guys are 14 years old, by the way, according to the thing we read about them. Make all plane missions during the support phase, replacing a friendly TACCOM's turn. Hey, Odyssey. The Black Fangs Commando team, which are loopers that work for for the Santagrians. A 15-pound rocket pod. The flavor text for these guys is good, is it? The AFME 42 proper was a failure. The pilots who got it wanted a survival rifle, not a pig. So why the copies, the Second Life? The new knights forgot what it was like to use one. They wanted it because it used to hang in cockpits. It had a flyboy's spirit. No, it's 14 in regular years. At Kelowna, our column came under a thick barrage of coal boxes, as the men call the federal shells, and if not for the sunken road, we would have been as trimmed flat as the grass. It was here I saw the son of my lord, the Baron, standing up with his eyes to his binoculars, despite the roar of the falling thunder. I ran to him and said, "My lord, you must lie down. The shells will leave nothing to bury." And he said, "I am afraid, Sebastian, but the men and my father are watching." Kinda goaded. But yeah, they carry a fucking 15-pound rocket pod they rip off of Santa Marine helicopters around with them. Atomic Pilgrims, which are armed with 32 millimeter machine pistol. Millimeter, fucking, it's a 32 machine pistol. It's dog shit. But it's okay because they're also armed with the Violent Mace, or the Violet Mace, which is a recoilless gun that fires a nuclear ammo. It has a single round, can never be rearmed. Oh wait, is that rule gone? Can these be rearmed now? Looks like they can. Yeah, because I don't see the rule. I swear these used to have a special rule that meant they couldn't be rearmed, but I think their nuclear also used to be way stronger. Because now everything in a 1 inch radius of where it lands dies instantly, I think. Well, unless they have NBC. Here we are into their vehicles now. They have steam tractors for towing things. Um, it can tow pretty much anything you could want to tow, honestly. The War Wagon, which is a towed personnel carrier, which is good because you need this tractor to tow your personnel carrier. Because again, it is just a metal wagon with no engine. For 1 month, a father and son had forged the iron plates and riveted them to the wagon. A carpenter made the shields, and an artist from the burnt down town painted them. It was a wagon that the local levy was proud to man. In their first engagement, an RPG struck it. The Misericorde, an air mobile assault gun. So it can be paradropped. It's movement 8, tow 2, armed with 20-pound mountain gun, and an MG. I mean, yeah, that's just a fine assault gun, basically. Though it can carry up to 3 dissenting infantry instead of personnel carrier 2. A park bench with a snub nose cannon. Hey, your production lines have got to start somewhere. The Exto, which is a logistics crawler, Leviathan 2, tow 3, personnel 6, resupply 4, armed with a 2-pound AA gun, range 36, radar guided, and tracking. The Hexhammer, which is a tractor tank, World War I style, armed with a 1-pounder gun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This thing's a piece of shit. It was rotting in its shed even before I was born, but when my lord called me to arms, its tracks were free of their rust and turned. These guys are also armed with the Belgian, the medium tank in the Federal book now. Um, but it sucks. All of their tanks sucks. I'll just skip to the chase. Pretty much all of their tanks suck, except 1 or 2, which we'll get to. The Whirlwind is fine, but it has a very funny quirk, which is that because its engine is a helicopter engine, it's equipped with a large, powerful gas turbine engine derived from a helicopter power plant, offering a high top speed. However, as a quirk of that, it pays 1 inch of move cost for left turns, or an extra inch of movement, and when you turn it to the right, it has no movement cost. Which is very, very funny. Cataphract is actually one of the, in my opinion, decent tanks. Um, though it does not have even smoke launchers, which kind of sucks. Though it does have a 55-pounder gun with APDS and HESH, and a 1-pounder like sub gun on top. The Vol Band is what I think is actually decent. Insofar as it at least comes with a C-Wiz, which is an infinite APS system. And it can only trigger against guided missiles once per round. It also will chew up infantry if they get within line of sight. The naval gun does have proximity fuse HE, which means it has air filling. So all in all, this is very slow. It does have Leviathan 3, so at least it'll keep going. So there's something to be said. I could see its uses. If nothing else, it's missile bait. Also, they have field guns. This is their anti-tank gun. It's a literal towed field gun. It sucks. Maybe it could kill some looper shit, but I think against any other group, you would never take this. In fact, the more I think about it, the more sure I am that you would literally only use this against loopers. Because looper tanks suck so bad. Though I guess it has chemicals, so maybe you could use it for anti-infantry stuff. The pom-pom is fine. Is it cost down enough? I mean, yeah, it's 10 points, man. I guess, actually, that's true. In an anti-infantry roll for 10 points, you would probably take this. And against light tanks? True. Anti-air is fine. It's anti-air. Anti-air kind of works the same as all other anti-air, where it's like, it just does its job, you know? Galaga, which is an air mobile armored car. HMG, smoke launchers. At least it has smoke launchers, though. This is just a really good recon vehicle, I think. It's good to get around the map, see what's going on. Good for infantry support. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Here is the towed anti-aircraft gun, which is what I honestly think you would. If you want something truly for anti-tank, you would take this, I think. Because not only does it have flak, it also has frag rounds, which you can fire in indirect, and you can fire an anti-air. You can fire an HE fuse. Is that an 88? Yes, it's an 88. Sorry, it's a 22. The Hedge can pen a Feldon's front armor. I mean, yeah, it can, but who the fuck is bringing Feldons? The Mogul, which is a self-propelled siege gun, which is just, I mean, the king of taking out infantry, right? Strength 8, accuracy 3 on stationary, ignore cover. It can fire phosgene gas. Takes 4 rounds to land, though, but I mean, even so. Can fire white phosphorus smoke. Here is a landing craft, just kind of whatever. Here we come to where they excel, though. Is it a huge? Let me go back and double check the white phos smoke. Smoke 4 inches. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. The Squire is a utility helicopter. armed with room for carrying infantry, and then a 15-pound rocket pod on the underside. The Simbuka is a heavy lift helicopter with 6 space in the back, tow 2, so you can carry stuff around. Another 15-pound rocket pod, and at least a door gun on the sides and rear. Damn, I like this too. Knight Errant, which is a scout attack helicopter. High velocity missiles, air to ground targeting, air to air targeting. Just a decent attack chopper at 30 points with target designator. That's really funny. Yeah. Jalopy gunship. Leviathan 2. God, I love how goofy this thing looks. Sit in the pilot's seat and run your fingers over the little bumps and twists in the frame. Under the new coat of paint, 5 or 6 desperate men before you didn't find riches and glory in your seat. But you will. You're different. Hey, member. Let's see. ATGMs, rotary cannon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, yeah, their helicopters are all good, right? That's the point. They're all good. They all do what they're supposed to do. They all have Leviathan, so they all take extra hits. Their fighters are, let's look. Oh, knocked over an empty can. Whoopsie. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, dude? Multi-role fighter. Yeah, their air looks good. I don't, me and Ots admittedly we don't use jets a lot in our game, so I actually don't know how to compare these to anything else. The Flower of the Atom. I don't know what this special rule is. I'll have to look at that. We'll skip over emplacements because we also don't really use those. I don't want to talk about them and just be like wrong and shit, Though they do. We're in their scenario units now, so we're almost at the end of the book. But I really like this. Um, the tenant officer is really funny, and you can actually replace them with a baronial tenant, which gains NBC and Tercio, but you replace their battle rifle with various bolt action rifles. Commonwealth rifles from like the overseas colonies and stuff for the Atom Barons. And then the Javelina, which is a local manufactured 24-pound gun. Um, yeah, but it's also imported from the um, Intermarine. Basically, it's an export from the Intermarine. Like the Art of the Wings, I did too. I like all the opulent stuff on them. Let me look at Flower the Atom. Um, Flower of the Atom. A forward air controller does not task a knight. It only humbly requests he pursue a specific target. A plane with this rule that has not yet fired or entered has not fired on or entered a dogfight with its mission target may forfeit its fire action to change its mission target completely. The plane may only target currently spotted enemies. Instead of firing, draw a new strafing line from the plane's current position through the selected unit and apply 2 pin to the plane. The plane may move forward and fire against the new target on its next turn. The command token used to activate the TACCon that originally called the mission then returns to the controlling player's command pool to be used during the maneuver phase. A TACCon which has had its command token refunded can later call a brigade or move. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. Leviathan. This unit must suffer X number of kills to be destroyed. When it suffers a kill, place a Leviathan token on it and choose one weapon on its stat line to be destroyed. Destroyed weapons cannot be used, and no special rule benefits may be derived from them for the rest of the game. Units with Leviathan cannot be towed. Tercio, here it is. Here's the. God, it's a fucking. Oh my god. Oh my god, look how long that special rule is. It's 2 pages. All right, let's strap in. Oh, old man streak. Units with this rule may be deployed in a special tercio formation. A tercio consists of exactly 3 infantry units placed into mutual basal contact. Tercios must deploy at the start of the game with 3 units. To form a tercio deployment, place all 3 constituent units in the shape of a triangle, with 1 leading unit in front and 2 in the rear. Tercio counts as a single unit for most purposes. Exceptions to this rule will be detailed below. Tercios attack, move, embark, and disembark as a single unit. The movement statistics of a tercio is equal to that of the slowest unit inside of it. When moving a tercio, only consider the leading unit, checking at the end of the movement there is room for the supporting units as if they were being towed. A vehicle must be able to fit the whole tercio to transport it, but the tercio may split between the carrier's PC and descent capacity. Go to 12 pin. Okay, so they can accrue to 12 pin rather than losing 1 inch of movement per 1 pin. Minus 1 accuracy per 2. The tercio loses 1 inch of movement per 2 and minus 1 accuracy per 4. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. A tercio's quality is the sum of all its living quality. Tercios sprint 1/3 of their quality stat in inches rather than half. When charging with a tercio, the leading unit must make basic contact with the frontal arc to create a valid close combat. A move cannot result in basic combat with an enemy if no enemies end up in basic combat with the unit leading frontal arc. A tercio can charge multiple enemies as long as at least one of them is leading frontal arc. Tercios are targeted as a single unit by non-radius attacks, which can target at least one of its units. Tercio suffers multiple kills simultaneously, and the kills are assigned to the leading unit until it is fully dead. Right, okay. So basically, Tercios act as one unit. They're identified as one unit. Oh, tercios cannot be formed or reformed mid-match, only disbanded. Tercios cannot be a mix of real units and dummies. Okay, so yeah, basically just combine your units. An anti-tank platoon at 100 points is a Belgian with a war wagon. Inside the war wagon is militia, volley teams, light gun teams, and Ritumbos. Fire support is a steam tractor with a Hexamar. At 200 points at 5 command, you get a few command helicopters, a Spada Fresco, an X-Tow, towing a field gun, some light gun teams, mortars, volley teams, and bombard teams. Okay. Tanks can tow, so yeah, they have options. Um, so then yeah, their air mobile platoon at 400 is a bunch of really good infantry that paradrop. But you probably will still keep in Tercio, it looks like. Can you hold on? Does it say up here if you can airdrop in Tercio? Did I miss that chat? I don't see it. But I guess not, because you have to airdrop after the start of the game. It's like a secondary phase. Yes, they do. Well, no, because paradrop is its own phase after the start of the game. It's after deployment, and to Tercio you have to deploy in Tercio. That's true, actually. I like their color scheme a lot. I really do. Wood furniture, blunderbuss beige, aluminum duct, olive drab, with then like super colorful, like heraldic colors. I really like it. All of their tanks and planes being like super bright and flashy and opulent. I love it, dude. But that is The Rigolic Host, and Adam Barons of Santagria, the two books. I'm going to be right back, chat. I have to go use the restroom. And then I'm going to decide. I'm going to decide in the restroom whether or not we're going to make an army right now, or do the bar game review. So I will be right back. Thank you guys for watching. Just All right, Chad, I'm back. I think I agree. I think we're gonna make an army. So let me open the core book. Let me open the Regalic Host book. Let me see if this. And then let me boot up Tabletop Sim. Tell me that's not value. That's a single, like, Tercio. But I guess it's a good Tercio. Well, I guess it's a fine Tercio. Has anyone played just because I saw it was on sale, I got a little alert that it was on sale. Has anyone played Armor Brigade, the new one? So fair. I've got some chicken marinating in the fridge chat. It's gonna be delicious. But for now, because I haven't eaten yet today, I grabbed I grabbed two snack pack sized things of crackers, and that's what I'm munching on while I boot up Tabletop Sim. All right. So Interstate of Affairs is not a new map, but I think that's a new name. Hang High is not new, but I believe it is a scenario map. Common Bad is not new. It's a scenario. I mean, for what it's worth, Valo, it's on Game Pass if you want to just get that. All right. fighters out too. Get the bombers out. Get the apogee out. Get the fire mission thing out. This out. All right. Everything goes back in. All right, we got the army. What am I interested in? I mean, me and Ops mostly play 100-point games. So I'll tell you what. Let's look at what we have. Hold on. Let me pull up the book. Go to the bottom. I'm gonna pull what the game recommends as like the 100-point army out. We'll look at it. I know Remy said there had been some issues of faithfulness in his eyes, but that everything else was still. But I've also seen a lot of they've been very faithful about keeping the awkward bits in and the oblivionness of it all. Yeah, I never really played a lot of Oblivion as a kid, to be honest. Um, the first the first real RPG I ever sat down and got invested in. What was it? It's a really good question. Probably, and it's kind of a lame answer, but probably Skyrim. I'm like, I don't even know if I really want to count that, because the first true RPG that I started playing and I couldn't stop myself, and I'm like, I have to play this whole game. And I sat down and I didn't even stream it. I loved it so much, I played the entire fucking thing. No, you know what? Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was it, actually. Fallout 3 and New Vegas were the first, like, RPGs I played, but the first, like, classical RPG that I sat down, played, and couldn't stop myself was Underrail. Underrail is still one of my favorite games of all time. Underrail is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. In descending order of best RPGs of all time, in my opinion, number one is Underrail. Number two is Tyranny. Number three is Fallout New Vegas. Number four is Atom. Atom. And number five is probably Skyrim, honestly. Kind of a lame answer, but I really like Skyrim too. Oh yeah, Tyranny's incredible, man. It's a shame they never made a sequel to Tyranny. Yeah, it is. It's a shame that DLC they made for Tyranny sucks so much ass too. Oh yeah, the DLC is so bad. And the reason that pisses me off so much is not even that the DLC is bad and super buggy. It's that the best parts of the DLC are that it expands the companions, which were already, in my opinion, one of the best parts of Tyranny. I love all of the companions in Tyranny. I love them so much. Um, and without the DLC, you don't get a lot of like the endings of their story. They're really cool stories. Oh my god, what am I doing? What did I put at number 5? Skyrim? Move Skyrim off the list. Skyrim does not belong at number 5 on my list. I'm insane. Pillars of Eternity is number 5. And in fact, I might even rank Pillars of Eternity above New Vegas. I completely forgot about Pillars of Eternity. I also, Pillars of Eternity is another RPG that I sat down to play. And I'm like, oh, maybe this will be fun. And then I played it every day, didn't stream, and beat the whole thing. I say I beat the whole thing. There's an optional boss in Pillars of Eternity that I could never beat, and I gave up on. And I was in the middle of playing through Pillars of Eternity 2, Dreadfire, but then I ran out of Game Pass, and I've never had the money to get Game Pass again. Number 5, Mass Effect Andromeda. I never played Andromeda, I just heard how bad it was. But, like, speak your truth, man. I don't give a shit. I didn't play it. Code Vein. Me and Mozzie, tried to play Code Vein co-op again on Game Pass, and we just bounced off it for some reason. But I can't quite recall why. But we played it. I think Mozzie beat it actually without me because I didn't like it. I loved Underrail's ending. I beat Underrail, and I beat the expansion Expedition, and I genuinely loved. I loved the expansion. I loved the base game. I wish that I had. I wish that I had given the game a better chance the first time I played it, and I didn't have to come back and try it again. Because Underrail I bounced off of once or twice, and then the third or fourth time that I went back, whenever it was, I sat down, played it, locked in, and I was like, wait, I get it now. This is peak. This is actually gaming. I'm gonna be honest, chat. Everything is so goddamn expensive. I don't know what the fuck I would put in a 100-point army other than what I have here. I mean, this is 95 points right here. Yeah, sure. There's a new RPG or JRPG coming out soon, I believe. That I put in a key request for. 100 line. Yeah, that's it. 100 line. But I didn't get it. 100 line looks really interesting though. 100 line, Clair Obscure, the Expedition 33 game also looks really interesting. But 100 line is 60 fucking bucks, man. But it is on my wish list. So if I get a code or someone send it to me, I'll probably play it. It looks interesting. The game in recent days that really drew me in was Lies of P. The vibe did not go down. I beat the first route in 100 line. I can't recommend it enough. Really? Okay. Good to see that it at least comes highly recommended. Yeah. I like the art style, too, of 100 line. Looks really cool. Sorry, I'm on the Steam Workshop right now. That's what you're hearing in the background. And pause it. You're the worst. I love you. No, that's so fair. It's been too long since I played like and I don't think this is exactly the same, but talking about it, it's been too long since I played a visual novel. Hmm. What about other games, Chad? Any other games on Steam caught your eye? Anyone? Anything that's come out recently you've been playing? You're like, now wait a minute, there's actually something really good here. Been playing Risk of Rain 2 again? Man, I'm sorry to hear that. It used to be a good game. Tell me you played Valkyrie Chronicles? I haven't, but I've watched people play it. No, that's fair. Also, we're just talking, Chad. I'm not fucking building an army right now. It just ain't happening. I'm locked out. I don't have the mental fortitude right now to build an army. So I think we'll boot up Bar and do a match. Maybe try to snag a slot I don't care about. So we can just chat. But I like the new Firelock stuff, chat. I'm very, very excited to play it. No, I get it, dude. No, I agree. I'm on the same page as you, dude. I love the Firelock stuff. Excuse me. Let's turn on a banger. Not unsure if they're your thing, but the Yakuza games are really good. I've wanted to play the Yakuza games, but it's one of those things where I think if I played it, I would bounce off it really hard, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sign up for Engines of Destruction. Is it on Steam or is it its own thing? Engines of Destruction. Okay, wait a minute. Is this a... Oh, it is a VR game. Okay. Okay, cool.
You are now playing.
Wash away the rain. But yeah, Engines of Destruction looks cool. It looks tentatively very cool. As for demos on Steam, I don't know. I haven't really looked yet at any of the demos that have been coming out. How's it going? It's going well. Can't complain. Order of Hierarch. Hierarch. Oh, the art style is very cool. This does look very cool. Alright, let's play the match. I've got about an hour left in stream chat. So play one, probably raid into odds, then I gotta go shower, get ready to go to the store. Um, Thanks for watching, everybody. You know, just in case I go nonverbal during this match because I gotta lock in. Where
Please choose your
is...
starting location.
this way ever. Hmm. Let's just do it there. It's fine. I'll try to. I'm playing tech today, chat. I think I've been getting way better at tech. I'm going to try to talk through my ideas and stuff. If nothing else, so that people who play this game or people who want to play this game have an idea of what's going on. And if you have any questions, ask in chat, and I will do my best to answer them. I get a little, wrapped into the game sometimes, so I get a little distracted. So if I miss a question or I'm just not seeing it, don't be afraid to repeat the question, and I will do my best to answer you. You. Okay, I'm gonna give. So I take all three mexes. I build the two solar to stop me from capping out on energy. I'm actually gonna need 4 because I gave away the first con to this guy over here. And then I'm gonna build a single wind and go back to boosting this. So because it takes a second once your lab is built, it takes about a second or two for the lab itself to start building whatever it is you're queued up inside of it, right? So like a con bot, a whatever. And so you have time to not waste metal or what have you to pump that out right there.
Low power.
And in fact, I'm going to build this bot and have him go and capture all of these. And when he is done, he will come over here and immediately start the T2.
Battle paused.
Mm-hmm. How goes the game? And they just started, Jim. And I'm probably only going to play one or two. Mm-hmm.
Battle ended.
Goes my hero. Said he was doing the dragon strat. It's not true. The dragon strat isn't real. You're just saying, you're bringing up something that doesn't exist. I hate you, Jim. Hero.
Please choose your starting location.
No one ping my base or I will lose it. Shit. How big is your base area? My screen. Okay. This guy doesn't even have blueprints. I wouldn't expect him to get the dragon strat. I don't know how to get blueprints. So I'll give you that. You did something I truly don't know how to do. That's why I'm higher OS. Is crazy work.
Battle started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Does it save in any specific order, Jim? Like in a build order, or is it just save it?
Low power.
I ignored 6. They don't even matter.
Aircraft spotted. An allied commander self-destructed.
Oh, wind, go up. That would be so cool. Oh, wind, go up.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Because of the chicken jockey incident? What the fuck is the chicken jockey
You've
incident?
received new units.
Bro said, the chicken jockey incident. Of course. I should have known. The incident involving the chicken jockeys.
Air transport detected.
Yippee! Mine is here.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Gonna save my E for now. Wind go down, but that's crazy. I actually need wind to go up. Can we make that happen somehow? Can we get wind go up and not wind to go down? Have a good one. Hey, Volley, you have a fucking great one. Thanks for popping into the stream, big dog. It's nice to see you around again. This guy once bought me 100 nugs. What? I used to have it so easy, chat. I used to have it so easy. I used to have it so fucking easy. Jesus, dude. People getting into a fight to the point that cops and ambulances are called over chicken jockey is fucking insane. And then I found a girlfriend. That's actually the most insane thing you've literally ever said, Jim. I don't even know how to begin dissecting that one. My other dream was crazier. Well, by all means, enlighten me.
Enemy commander destroyed.
There we go. Come on. Eat this, please. Boots this out. Eat this.
T2 unit detected. Battle paused. Battle started.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get there. Don't fuck away from my airspace! Get away from my airspace! You're not welcome here!
Enemy commander destroyed.
All of these are in range, yo. Seem to have a massively much better grasp on the game. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I spent a lot of time getting really, really good at this game. And by that, I mean, I spent a lot of time trying to get really good at this game. Spent a lot of time becoming very average at this game. What if I beat you to death? What if I hit you with big rocks, huh? What then? Looks like PvP Factorio to me. It honestly, PvP Factorio is kind of like kind of a really good descriptor of this game. What if I didn't give you any more games? I have been playing so much bar. Every day I wake up and I go, maybe today I won't play bar. And then I look at bar on my desktop and I go, but after all, why shouldn't I play more bar? I've earned it. Down, down. Bow, bow, bow. Get out of the way! Fuck me, dude. I gotta get started on it now. It's true. I actually haven't touched Tarkov in a very long time. Which is, you know, is what it is.
T3 unit is ready.
Oh, they're so weak. I'm just going right now. Fuck this, yeah. That's crazy. Where did everybody go? Why did we just leave? Any interest in that Arc Raiders game? Yes, I am heavily interested in it. I'm very, very interested in Arc Raiders. Not a big extraction shooter guy, but it looks good. I'm a huge extraction shooter guy. I think it looks incredible. Honestly. I blew up all his build power here, so at the very least he has to rebuild all of that. Their tech is saving them right now. God, I'm dying to tick of swarm, or swarm of ticks even. There we go. I'm good, though. That line of bodies up there fucked me almost. I'm gonna eat both of these. Because now I can put this here. Oh, thank you for the raid, Jaws. How you doing, dude? How are your games? I really appreciate the raid. I really, really do. Back off here if possible. I'm spending the M. We got no floating mass here, okay? No, sir. I am gonna pivot into seeing if I can push here. Okay, this is the last one I'm building anyway.
T3 unit detected.
What? He's known...
Commander
He's
has
known that
died.
I've had these forever. Why the fuck would he go Marauders? Demon is way more scary, though. Not a fan of the demon push on the left there. Enjoy your games. Hey, thank you for the raid, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Fake fanatic discovered. Yeah, no shit. Actually, I'm dumb. I am very not smart. Where is this guy? Come here.
EMP missile silo detected.
You wanna know what's crazy? Is we're 31 minutes into the game, and where the fuck is the anti-nuke?
An allied commander has died.
Bro's taking him? Bro's taking on the chin. Hey, I guess, man. So fair. Okay. Start pumping these out now. If you don't get nuked, it's wasted metal. Of course, dude, of course. You're so right. Need more anti-heroish. I guess that hole really doesn't matter. One anti-nuke is 1,000 ticks. Which would you rather have? So true. Maybe I need to move it to the left a little. We're too far behind. How the fuck did we get far behind, gang? I had razors at 20 minutes. What happened to the rest of the team?
Just then, she thrusts her hand up into the air.
Actually, I don't think they can hit that one.
You're overflowing method.
Thank you for the follow. Okay, good. I have slowed him down enough that he has switched to pawns. I will turn that off. Because now I think I'm going to give it a little bit, see if he switches back, and if he doesn't, I'm going to eat those. I mean, Canyon still seems the weakest. I'm gonna try to just push through Canyon, I guess. Can we get a... I'll just ask again. Scout, Canyon, please. See, this is why I didn't destroy these yet.
Titan detected. EMP missile silo detected.
Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. That shit is not happening. Fuck me. Should have just waited for the scout. I didn't know he was doing it. Oh, that's us dead.
An allied commander has died.
I mean, yeah, I just get bombed now. Fuck. It's over. I just don't understand, man. 20-minute razors into, like, fucking... Nobody else on my team has T2 or T3 until fucking 40 minutes? Like, I'm only seeing Marauders now? Meanwhile, I was fighting fucking... Pargonets from red, demons from yellow, which is their tech, admittedly, but I was seeing fucking all sorts of shit. Like, it's very frustrating. But it is what it is. It's how it happens, you know? I shouldn't get frustrated. Push Canyon one last time? If I leave, we die on the right, bro. I can't. Yeah, I also think that, and this is hindsight, right? The match is over, and I'm not saying this to be a dick. I think that a single catalyst over here, or two catalysts, like right here on the front, would have just eviscerated all of these defenses, right? Once we walked in and saw them, and they were scouted. People not resigning blows my mind. I don't know, man. If they don't want to surrender, that is their prerogative. I'm going to hand these over and resign. Jesus, man. I mean, their air, bro. Their air is producing T3. I mean, to be fair, fucking this guy went double air. Did he go double air into T3, or did he go T3 into double air? Oh, he also just went... No, wait. Oh, he got that. Right. This also blows my mind sometimes, right? Because it's like, just win. You know? Just stop waiting and walk forward and win the game, guys. Explosions! True. Very true. I think we'll do one more. I know I said that was probably the last one, but we'll do one more. Actually, it's 6. No, I can do one more. I say, convincing myself. Chat, was there anything, those of you that play bar, obviously, was there anything that game I did wrong that I could have done better in my tech scaling? Did I get Vanguards onto the cliffs? No. I went immediately into 20-minute Razorbacks, and then I built a Titan for Anti-Canyon. But I guess instead of the Titan for Anti-Canyon, because I thought he could push them with that, I should have gone Vanguards for Canyon and given it to them. But that feels like a hindsight thing, you know? Where, like, in the moment, I was like, oh, it's fine to push out a Titan, because I thought I was still ahead, and give it to Canyon, or Anti-Canyon, even. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And go on. Maybe it's better to, I don't know, maybe it's better to rush Vanguards instead of Marauders. But I also feel like the fronts on my team never pork, and so it's like if I don't build Razorbacks, I die to Maras. That's not happening. It just ain't happening. Nah, alright. I can't be asked to sit and queue or find a good lobby. We will call it there, chat, and I will raise you guys over to my boy It's Ots. Thank you guys for watching the stream today. We looked at Firelock. We looked at some Beyond All Reason. So thank you guys. I'm gonna go hop in the shower, go to the grocery store. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye, chat. Bye bye. Enjoy Ots playing Blueprints. Bye bye.